Hello, I'm Dr. Harper. This video is a syllabus video. I go over the syllabus for BANA 6650, section E01, the online section of Project Management, Spring 2022. So let's bring up the syllabus. Now the syllabus, I start with the course is active from Tuesday, January 18th to Saturday, May 14th. And what I mean by that is that nothing is really due before then, nothing is accepted after then, after May 14th. And during that time, that's when the course is. Nothing before, nothing after. Okay, and then I start with a schedule. And notice I have the top week beginning of Monday. This is the Monday of the week. And here are the topics. And the first week is just the syllabus, an overview of the course to get started. And then notice I have topics 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 topics. And each topic I have 2 weeks for the topic. And usually the first week is going to be introducing the material, like a lecture, the definitions of terms. The second week, I reserve that for focusing on the homework. To say, here's how we do the homework, here's some examples of the homework, and you'll see on Canvas, as I mentioned in the welcome video on Canvas, I will have some videos to actually explain how to do the homework. And a lot of times those videos are actually working the homework of a previous semester, and so it's different numbers, but it's the same process and same problems. So you can see how to do it. And I think that that's probably the most efficient way to learn how to do this, to make the best use of your time. That's the quickest way to learn it. And I'll do that for the introduction and context. And notice topic 2 is qualitative. And so there's no real mathematical techniques in there. The topic 3 is quantitative, and there are. And there's going to be a running type of problem in topic 3, in topic 4, and even into topic 5. And so I'll just keep expanding that problem. And there's where the analytics part of project management comes in, because this is a business analytics course. Okay, then I get into, so these 3 topics is going to be project management body of knowledge, which is the PMBOK, which is the PMI, Project Management Institute, from PMBOK. And notice the down here, the here we go. The guide to PMBOK, that's one of the resources. The other resources, required material, is Wysocki. Wysocki is the author. And so the reason for Wysocki then is going to be topics 4, 5, and 6. And 1, 2, and 3 is kind of like the basis, the fundamentals. 4, 5, and 6 is much more practical on how things are going to be done within a project. Okay, and so for each week I have these homeworks. You download the homework in Canvas. You work the problems, then you get all your answers, and then upload the homework through Canvas. Okay, then I have exam review here on the week of April 25th. I'll have exam review and and a project review or project instruction review of the instructions. And after that, then you have the exam, which is 1 through 5. Notice it's topics 1 through 5, and the individual project reports. Now the idea here is that once I do this, you'll have this week, after I give the review for the project and the exam, you have this week, and this week, pretty much to take the exam and write the project and submit the project. And both of those are due by the end of the course. So you have 3 weeks at the end, which is you're going to start focusing on evaluating what you know and also doing research beyond the course. Now, very important, the end of the course is Saturday, May 14th, 2022. The project and exam is due before 11:59 Saturday, May 14th. Nothing is considered after the end of the course. So May 15th, if you turn it in, I'm not going to look at it, because then May 15th, I start pulling everything I have, assigning grades and submitting grades to the registrar. Now, the grades on these homework assignments and even the exam and project, all that will be posted on Canvas. but the course grade will not be on Canvas. It'll be submitted to the registrar, and then you'll get it through the registrar. Okay, but the grades. Grades are based solely on percentage of grade measure performance according to the table below. Grades are not negotiated, and the percentage determined from points earned out of total possible points. In other words, we have 6 homework assignments. Each homework assignment is 20 points. Exam is 20 points. Project is 20 points. So what I do is that however many points you earn on those measures, divided by the total possible points is a percentage. And that percentage over here is correlated, responds to a letter grade. And notice there's no plus minus grades, it's just A, B, C, D, F. And my rounding procedures is 0.5% is rounded up. Like 89.5% is rounded up to a 90%, which is an A. Less than 89.5 is rounded down, 89, which is a B. And these are fairly strict. I don't really change those kinds of things. Okay. A summary. The homework assignments will cover definitions of terms, the mechanics, and also strategies and applications and how you would approach this. Exam is designed for evaluation, and I'll talk about this more below, but what I mean by design for evaluation is I want to ask you questions on the exam that you should know, not things you shouldn't know. And in the review, I'll even say I'm going to ask these kinds of questions. I'm not going to ask these questions. I will ask these questions, and I'll tell you what to study. So you come in and say, yes, I know how to take this exam, and there it is. The project is designed to conduct independent research on a topic related to the course. That's going beyond the course, either deeper or broader. Video resources are available through Canvas and online, as you'll see. And these videos are not Canvas videos. They are my videos. Synchronous in-person office hours will be Tuesday, 5 to 6 in the business school, my business school office 4205. Synchronous virtual office hours through Zoom will be Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. And the link will be provided in Canvas. And once I open the link, I wait 15 minutes for students to join. And after 15 minutes, 11:15, if they don't join, then I'll close it. Now, these are office hours. And so my definition of office hours is not I will sit there over hours waiting for people to show up. I'll wait 15 minutes. But if someone does show up, then I'll stay there more than an hour. And that's just happened. I've an hour and a half, 2 hours. I have a lot of people. I'll sit and talk to people for multiple hours if necessary. Okay. And that'll be 11 a.m. Tuesday, Thursday morning. And then asynchronous communication is through something called question and answer link in Canvas. Now, since I'm talking about Canvas here quite a bit, I think it's time to bring up Canvas and show what these things mean on Canvas. So let's bring up Canvas. Here's Canvas for this course. And notice down here below, here are my resources. This is my website. You click the website. There's no password or anything. You go to the website, and here's project management. And I have a lot of resources down here, video, lectures, Word files, etc. Okay. And then down here is the office hours. And in-person is Tuesday, 5 to 6. And then Tuesday and Thursday, 11. Okay, and there's the Zoom link right there. These are UCD resources that people have asked us to do. And so I put them in there for you to use at your discretion. And finally, making a video down here, which might be necessary for this course, which I'll explain later. Okay, so this syllabus I'm talking about is right here, and this syllabus. This is the word that I'm looking at right now, that we're looking at, and this video is the video I'm making right now. Okay, so let's go back to the syllabus. Okay, let's go on. Policies and procedures. I've pretty much said everything already, but the rest of this I put it in writing so you can actually see. In some cases, I go a little bit further. First of all, the policies and procedures in this syllabus will be followed in this course and applies to every student. In taking this course, each student is responsible to know and adhere to the policies and procedures in the syllabus. Okay, here we go. First, I have the course description, now the catalog. We have to do that so people can match it up. Course objectives. I have 3 objectives for this course. 1, acquire content preparation for the project management certification through the Project Management Institute. That's the first objective. What I cover is sufficient as a foundation to sit for these exams to be certified for certification. If you go to pmi.org, this is their website. If we go to the website and wait for it to pop up, there it comes. You can do it. There it is. Here's Project Management Institute, and up here are certifications. Here's Explore, all kinds of stuff. Certifications. When we click certifications, we can see down here there's a number of different certifications. There's PMP certification. Here's Associate. The CAPM, this course will qualify you to sit and take the CAPM, and you can be certified at the associate level. Now, the Project Management Professional requires hours of experience as a project manager. Anyway, you can read these. You can have a business analyst, program manager, portfolio manager, on and on and on. Okay, so that's one. That's the first. That's the first objective. The second objective is to gain the knowledge and skills in applying project management tools within projects. That's the practical side. In other words, here are the tools you need to actually be used within a project. So I'm not going to cover everything. I cover what I feel is important, what's used quite a bit, and understanding these knowledge and skills and tools, you are able to actually conduct a project, okay, or begin to conduct a project. 3 is analyze organizational structure and coordination for effective project management. Now remember, project managers, projects and project managers usually reside within some organizational structure. I talk about that structure and how you work within that structure. Part of it is PMI, most of it is Wysocki, the second half of the course. I say, okay, well, you're doing this project, but to be effective in the project, you have to really understand the organization you're in. Okay, course overview. I've mentioned most of this. I put it in writing. Course design contains multiple resources utilized at each student's discretion based on learning styles, learning objectives, availability, and needs. What I mean by this is that each student learns differently. I'll be giving you a lot of resources. I have a lot of students say, are we supposed to look at all those? And I'll go back to this statement. It's up to you. I have these resources, and they're all required for you to look at. You can use them at your discretion based on your learning styles. The most important thing you learn at a university is you learn how to learn, how to utilize these resources according to you, because each person learns differently. Course design also includes deliverables in the form of homework, exams, and project. Each type of deliverable have specific learning objectives. I've already mentioned that a little bit. Lectures will be online as a video. The video lectures will include presentation material, application material. Advantage of online lectures includes ability to view lectures multiple times. Now I say presentation of material, application of material, that's true, but there's more than that. That's 2. It includes those 2, but there's more than that. And as you go through the course, maybe you'll notice how different videos have different objectives. Lectures will primarily have objectives, presentation, and application of the material with a focus of course requirements. Each student is required to submit deliverables when due. That is the homework and the project. And no late assignments are accepted, and that's an important one. No late assignments are accepted. If it's late, you get a 0. So make sure you get it in on time. You have plenty of time to do this. You have 2 weeks to do these, and you have everything up front. So you have plenty of time, so make sure you get it done on time. Deliverables are designed for learning, but the exams are designed for evaluation. What I mean by designed for learning, you have plenty of time to go back and forth, go to Q&A and ask questions. I will help you learn it. I won't give out answers, but I'll help you learn the material. That's designed for learning, as you will see as we get into the course. Start early. These things are not, you can't just look at them one time and you have it. Sometimes it takes time. But the exam is designed for evaluation. That is, I ask you things that you should know. Okay, evaluate what you know. I don't want to ask you things you don't know. And you should know them if you've covered all the homework and the material and everything. Projects are designed for each student to conduct research on a topic related to the course, but beyond what we do in the course. A project delivers on an individual composed project report on the details of your research findings. No work is accepted or considered after the end of the course. So be very careful with that, because I'm very strict on that. Here's the course material. The website will be required because, well, it's required in that it's a resource. Canvas is required because there's where you get your syllabus and the course assignments. Download them and upload them. Here is the Wysocki, and here is the PMBOK from Project Management Institute. So this is the first half of the course, and this is the second half of the course, as far as the lectures are concerned. Now down here is a summary of the material. In other words, this is Wysocki, and this is PMBOK. And notice the overview and context, traditional and qualitative, the first three, topics 1, 2, and 3, I will emphasize, I'll draw material from PMBOK. But notice that Wysocki really covers the same material, but I do the PMBOK approach because his definitions are a little bit different, a little bit, he approaches it a little bit differently, pretty much the same material, but he's setting PMBOK material up to the last three parts, the last three topics. This is like setting up PMBOK in order to go deeper into agile project management, and extreme project management, complex project management, hybrid project management. So he still is using PMBOK, but he uses it as a foundation to go deeper. So here is what, notice there is no PMBOK for this part. And actually in PMBOK they kind of mention agile, but Wysocki goes into it in detail. And that's why I cover the last three topics using Wysocki. Course design. I've said this before. I put it in writing again. The course contains reading material, online resources, homework assignments, exam, and a project. And here the course grade is based solely on student performance. I've said it before, but I put it in writing. Okay. And here's the common conventions for rounding conventions. Again, I talked about it before. And the homework assignments will be available through Canvas and submitted through Canvas. Again, everything is, I've mentioned it, but here I put it in writing. No late assignments are accepted. I emphasize that again. Nothing is accepted or considered after the end of the course. I say it again. Communication. Now, collaboration is encouraged throughout this course, except for the exam and the final composition of the projects. In other words, what I mean by collaboration is communication, but it's communication in such a way you're collaborating to help each other. It's not just communication, it's deeper than just communication. You're collaborating. You're helping each other with the homework, with the project, with the exams, with learning the material, understanding the material, looking at the homework, and that's what I mean by collaboration. So you work together to learn the material, and you can work with me. I will help you. And there's where the Q&A, question and answer links come in, because there's where the communication and collaboration occurs. However, each student is responsible to submit work based on their understanding and ability. In other words, the collaboration is not to get the answers. The collaboration is to understand the material, and from your understanding, submit your work. Although collaboration is encouraged, collaboration is not required. Lack of collaboration does not eliminate a student's responsibility to submit the assignments when due. Collaboration could include study groups utilizing external sources and internal sources. No collaboration is allowed on exams. Okay, Now, communication between students about the material or the course will be through Q&A question and answer links in Canvas. And I've already showed you that. Since I'm talking about it here, let me just bring it back just to make sure you know what I'm talking about. Here's the quantitative topic 3, and there's a Q&A. Click Q&A, and there's where the communication collaboration happens. Okay? Go back to home, minimize. Okay, use the Q&A on Canvas for discussions between students for asking questions about the course material, answering questions about the course material, back and forth, sharing information, or other collaborations helpful for learning, like setting up study groups. However you want to use that, use it for learning. Now, I will join the Q&A weekly and respond appropriately throughout the course. What I mean by appropriate, if people say things wrong, well, then people say, well, Dr. Harper, what about this? And I'll respond, or I'll say, well, this student over here. So when students start saying things, a lot of times one student has a question, another student will have the answer. They'll say, yeah, you're right. That's right. And so then you can move on. But if someone says something wrong, go down the wrong path, then I'll come in and respond appropriately and says, no, it means this. Okay. Although collaboration is encouraged throughout this course to learn the material, again, each student is required to submit original work. No collaboration is allowed on exam. Taking the exam, you can help each other study for the exam, but not taking it. Only submit original composed individual project reports. Now, again, I've said this before, and I showed you in Canvas where it's at. Synchronous in-person office hours are Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. Business School, my office is 4205. Synchronous virtual office hours through Zoom on Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. and the link is provided in Canvas, which I've already showed you. Now, email or Canvas messaging are less efficient and less reliable modes of communication. First of all, email. Email is very inefficient because almost every semester when people send me an email, a number of things happen where I don't get it, I don't see it. One, it doesn't come to me, it goes to another Michael Harper. Because I give you this link, and if you don't use this link exactly, then it can go to another Michael Harper. I'll never see it. Two, it can go to spam. Because if you email me, let's say from a phone or some mobile device, a lot of times it'll see that as spam, the source, the URL, and it'll send or the link, and it'll send it to spam. The third is it may be embedded in 30 or 40 or 50 different emails. And when I look at it, if you don't say it's BANA 6650, I will think it's an advertisement. I get a lot of advertisements, and I might not look at it. So make sure that you use email. Take care to use these modes of communication only when necessary. Now, Canvas messaging is a little bit more reliable, but the problem with Canvas messaging is I have multiple courses and many students. All the students are there. It takes me a while to figure out which course are you in. But if you use Q&A, the question and answer, I know exactly what course you're in because it's in that area. I know what module you're in. So this is a much better, more efficient way to communicate. Okay, should email be necessary for personal communication, and sometimes it is, use the email address right there and include BANA 6650, then I'll know. Okay, homework. For each homework assignment, questions will be posted on Canvas in a Word file. Download the questions, utilize resources to learn the material, obtain answers, and finally submit answers through Canvas. No late assignments are accepted. Now, carefully follow this procedure to submit homework answers through Canvas. This paragraph is extremely important. Please notice. First, download the questions from Canvas, which will be in a Word file. Obtain all the answers to the questions or requests, which may consist of multiple choice questions or upload requirements. Only when all the answers are ready to submit, submit everything only once through Canvas. So the whole idea of this is that you download the homework assignment, you do everything you need to submit, and then, only then, do you click submit and say, I'm submitting everything at once, because you can't go back. You can only do it one time. Each student is responsible to submit all the answers through Canvas correctly, completely, and on time. Answers may be submitted only once. Assignments submitted will be accepted as an entire assignment and graded as an entire assignment. Once you begin submission, you have only 60 minutes to submit all the answers to an assignment. However, if all the answers must be submitted on or before the due date and time for the assignments. Okay, this is important. The due date and time are strictly enforced by Canvas. Canvas will not allow submission after the due date and time, even during the 60-minute window. So the idea here is that once you have your answers and you're ready to submit, you click submission link. And then it opens up to somebody. You have 60 minutes to upload or submit all your answers. And by the way, if it's multiple choice, you upload a course, it just takes, you have 60 minutes to do it, but it takes like 4 or 5 minutes. A lot of people do it in 2 to 3 minutes. It doesn't take much time. Just click, 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 you're done. But you have 60 minutes. But it has to be done before the due date and time. And let's come back up here. Notice the due date and time is Sunday, like these Sundays, this is a Sunday by 11:59 p.m. through Canvas, no late assignments accepted. Okay, so on Sunday at 11:59 p.m., these things are due. So, like if you click submit on 11:58, well, 1 minute, then it'll submit for you, so that it will not wait 60 minutes past that due date and time. So be very, very careful. Make sure you submit it early, well before the due date and time. But when you do open it, you only have 60 minutes and it'll submit it. Okay. The entire assignment must be submitted on or before the due date and time indicated. No late assignments are accepted. Again, assignments not submitted have a grade of 0, and the answers to the assignments will be posted online. No partial credit. Okay. Now, the exam. I've already mentioned the exam once. That it's designed for evaluation. An examination will be given in the course. The exams will be online through Canvas, multiple choice, timed, open book, open notes, designed for evaluation. I only ask you things you know. Okay, each student must take their own exam. No collaboration is allowed. Collaboration is cheating and represents academic dishonesty. If academic dishonesty occurs on an exam, the student will receive a 0 for the exam. Any incident of academic dishonesty may be reported to the Internal Affairs Committee of the Business School and UCD for further action. Now I say any incident, not just exams, but any incident of academic dishonesty may be reported as cheating. For the exam, each student is responsible to use only notes and material from the course. Each student is responsible to use only a calculator and no other equipment, especially devices such as phones or communication or laptops for communication. In other words, and also you cannot use any other person. Do everything yourself. No exam taken will result in a 0. No exams will be considered after the end of the course. Finally, the individual project reports. Each student is required to conduct independent research on a topic based on material related to the course. The individual report will be submitted as a PDF. Now, guidelines for the project topic are: 1, a topic related to this course. In other words, project management. And there's a lot of topics. I'm laying it, it's a survey. There's a lot more you could do in this course. 2, a topic beyond this course that was not specifically covered in the course, such as going deeper than the level of rigor in the course or going broader than the techniques in the course. Either deeper or broader. What I don't want is take one of my lectures and just redo one of the lectures. No, we've already learned that. Go beyond the course. 3, an appropriate case study of material in this course. A lot of students say, I can apply this to a real case study, or they can research a case study. That's fine. because I didn't cover that in this course. If you apply it, that can be very valuable and very useful for you, especially if you have a project within the company you're working in. Then you can use that as your project, and you can learn more about it. And also, a topic may be selected from a list on the website. Each student must have a different project. Now, getting closer to the project instructions in this course, I will go over these three in more detail when I go over the project instructions and the review. Okay, the originally composed individual report shall demonstrate a student's knowledge of the research and an ability to effectively communicate the knowledge appropriate to a business professional. Now, this is a business professional. In other words, to a colleague, to a peer, someone within your area. Each individual report must be unique. Each individual report must be professionally composed with an introduction, main body, conclusion, and references. Although no literary structure is required, a suggested length of the report is more than 2 pages, including graphs and tables. However, the length of the report should follow the guidelines of succinct but adequate. That phrase is my favorite phrase, and it's really a phrase which should always be remembered in business. Succinct in business. Succinct. Don't say things that are unnecessary. Only say what is necessary. Succinct. In business, people don't want to hear what they don't need to know. They want to know just what they need to know. But adequate. Be adequate enough to convey what your objectives is, or what your objectives are. The length must be enough to adequately present your work. Length can be considered negative if too long and content is not significant. Length can be a negative. In other words, it's long enough to be adequate, but it's succinct to be impactful. Submit the completed individual report only through Canvas as a PDF file on or before the due date and time. Each report may only be submitted once. You can't keep submitting it, and some people try that. May only be submitted as a complete report and must be submitted by the due date and time. A report not submitted has a grade of 0. No late reports are accepted. Each student is required to submit original material for their individual report. Although collaboration is encouraged to conduct research, collaboration does not include copying from another student or allowing a student to copy from you on individual work that is submitted. Okay, submit your report through Canvas as a PDF file. Do not use a cover page, but use the title below on the first page where the student supplies the information in italics. So you have a title which you select, and then put these 2 lines, actually these 3 lines, and then put your name there, put the date, and notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, and then your content. So just have 6 lines and then start your report. No cover page. Finally, general policies. Again, nothing will be considered after the end of the course. Submissions and grades. Submit homework assignments and individual project reports through Canvas on or before the due date. No late assignments are accepted. And I will post answers on Canvas, but the course grade will be submitted through the registrar. No late assignments are accepted. The grades here will be based solely on your percentage. I've already mentioned that. I'm saying it again. The final course grade submitted to the registrar. No plus-minus grades. No incomplete grades are given. Again, academic dishonesty on anything in here. You can collaborate to learn the material, but submit original work. Don't copy other people's work. Conduct. The conduct, this is important because it's strict adherence to the code of conduct, and this link is really the code of conduct for students, for faculty, for staff, for guests, for anyone on campus, either in person or even virtually. So this is a code of conduct. Now, university information and policies for HR, this contains a lot of important information, a lot of links through human resources for university information procedures. Now, FERPA. FERPA is important, which is the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. required by law, and I will adhere to them. Part of FERPA is protecting the information, protecting your information, which includes your grades, which includes your performance. That doesn't go to anyone, to you, except you, or people you allow, or people who have authority to see that within the university. And I will follow the FERPA laws. And finally, any current or potential indications of violations of verbal or physical disruption and intimidation, even violence, can be reported to the internal care team. Now, this care team is an important team. If you see anything happening, or even people are saying things that are questionable, or you see even movement towards something that could be violence or intimidation or anything that's negative, the care team is an assessment team. They go and evaluate this to see where people are going, to try to disengage things that could be negative in their environment. This environment should be conducive to learning. And we're here to learn, make sure the environment is safe. Any incident of violent or disruptive behavior can be reported to the Internal Affairs Committee of the Business School and UCD. And I've been here long enough that this has happened, and I have reported it. The environment, everyone needs to feel safe so that we can learn together. Conduct also includes etiquette. Etiquette that is respectful to all people, facilities, and the institution. And I think the key word here is respect. We are here to learn. You're a student. I'm a teacher. I'm a professor. I'm an instructor. We are here to learn. Let's create an environment for learning. That's what's important to me, and that's why we're here. And so we need to respect the environment, respect why we're here, and making sure that this environment, this culture, is supportive of learning. Commitment expectation. Taking this course represents your commitment to perform the work when due. Faculty policies have stated that classes in the business school should require of their students a workload in and out of class that enhances quality education and is consistent with the amount of academic credit granted for the course. This course requires work due on a regular basis. And the reason I say this is there have been students who say, I didn't know I had to work this much. This is a 3-credit course. Work is due throughout the course. No incomplete grades are given. And this is my final statement of my part of the syllabus. Policies in this syllabus apply to each student equally. I don't change the rules for different students. However, I will consider special circumstances. But standards will never be compromised, and all work must be completed during the course. Now, what I mean by that is I have policies, procedures, standards, and all work must be, no late assignments are accepted. That's strict. Nothing except after the end of the course, that's strict. But I consider special circumstances. There can be special circumstances. For example, one policy is you have to submit everything through Canvas. Suppose you're ready to submit and also the Canvas is down. You can't do it. And that does happen. And sometimes it happens every semester. Okay, what do? Well, you can email it. And if I get an email, time and date stamped on time before the due date and time, and I see it there and I get it, then I will grade it and I'll accept it. Even though it doesn't come through Canvas, it doesn't violate any policies. It's just a procedure that I'll accept it. But I will not accept it if it's after the due date and time. So some of the policies are strict. And the procedures sometimes, I understand the special circumstances. Sometimes I can accommodate special circumstances, but I will never compromise the standards, and all work must be completed during the course on time and on the due date. Moreover, any actions taken by me that might be taken as varying from these policies shall not be a cause to eliminate or alter any student's responsibility to adhere to all the requirements of the course or to prevent my action in enforcing the policies in the course to every student. And again, I've had problems with people saying, oh, well, since this happened, that implies that we can do that for everybody for the rest of the course. In other words, oh, we submit it by email, so now everything's going to be by email, and I can do no, not necessarily. The policy is still through Canvas, and the procedure is Canvas, as long as it doesn't violate the on-time and due date policy. So it's a special circumstance. So don't muddy the waters because, again, email, I may not get it. This is, oh, well, wait a minute, that's how I'm supposed to submit it. No, you're supposed to submit it through Canvas, through PDF. Okay, that ends my portion of the video. I mean, my portion of the syllabus. Okay, but faculty have been required to include the following information in their syllabus. Now, I include the exact wording that they have given us, provided to the faculty for your information. So these are not my words. I say, oh, fine. They want me to put this in. Rather than me rewording it, I'm just saying this is what they say. And a lot of it I've already said, some of it I haven't said. Here we go. Academic dishonesty, code of conduct. So I've already done that. And they go into plagiarism, cheating, fabrication, falsification, misuse of materials, access, disability access. Okay, and so I want to encourage everyone to use the resources if they can help you use them. In other words, disability resources and services. If this can help you and you qualify for this, then by all means use it because it's there to help you learn. You're here to learn. I'm here to teach. Let's do everything we can to make this environment conducive to learning. And if this helps, then use it. Non-discrimination. Well, there's absolutely no place for any kind of discrimination. Now, again, these are not my words. Non-discrimination, sexual misconduct. The way I would say this, and I totally agree with this, the Title IX, I support Title IX. I support all of these things as far as non-discrimination and no sexual misconduct. The way I would say it is a general statement that you're a student, I'm faculty, you're here to learn, I'm here to teach. That's what's important to me. And that's what I focus on totally. And I will support and help you as much as you can as a student. You're a student. And so I understand Title IX, totally support that. And I'm going to teach you as best as I can, regardless of discrimination or sexual orientation or anything. Next, statement on pronouns and preferred names. Also, same thing on this. I respect your pronouns that you wish to be called or your preferred names you wish to be called. And if I make a mistake, it's out of ignorance, and I apologize beforehand. But I'll use whatever you want because I respect your decisions and what you want. But as far as I'm concerned, one title is a student. You're a student. To me, that's the most important title that I would refer to you as a student, and I'm an instructor. And that's what I look at first. As far as the other pronouns and preferred names, totally respect that too. But you're a student first. And that student, I will teach you as well as I can. Diversity and inclusion. Okay. Now this is from Dr. Brenda Allen. Again, these are not my words. And again, I understand what she's saying here. And this is her words. And I would not say it this way. I understand her concept. I understand what she's getting at. And I support the concept and the idea that she's conveying. I would say it differently. And I'll say it again. As far as diversity and inclusion, you're a student. I'm an instructor. I'm going to teach you as best as I can. And as far as diversity and inclusion, if you're a student, that's what's most important to me in my teaching. Now, all this stuff is important. And she goes into detail, which I think is good. Okay, but I would be all inclusive, just as saying, if you're my student, I'm going to teach you as best as I can. Okay. There's also a counseling center. Again, here's a resource. Use it if you need it. Campus assessment, the CARE team, I've already mentioned that before. And this last, land acknowledgement. This is interesting. And they ask us to say this: acknowledgement that we reside in the homelands of indigenous people is an important step in recognizing the history and the original stewards of these lands. And notice these are not my words. These are from Gracie Redshirt Tyan, the director of the American Indian Student Services. Again, I probably wouldn't say it this way, but again, I would say a little bit more than this. She does say it, but I would say it a little bit differently. And that is, yes, we are in the lands of indigenous people, but more than that, we're in a culture of indigenous people. And that culture respects the environment, it respects the climate, it respects the culture, it respects people. It respects people of all races, it respects people. And that's the foundation, the culture foundation that indigenous people have laid. Above that, there's going to be other cultures. And on top of that is going to be the culture within a university. And this university culture should not violate the indigenous people's culture of acceptability and respect. Respect for the land, respect for people, respect for cultures. And so that's how I would say it. And that should not violate anything she says. And if it does, then I don't mean to. Everything she says and everything I say is pretty much the same. It's just said in a different way. Finally, important dates to remember. This is the calendar, and you can go through this. These dates are important on when things need to be done, etc., from the academic calendar. So that ends the video on the syllabus. A lot of information. Again, I want to end with encouraging you and urging you to refer to the syllabus, the Word file in this video, throughout the course from the beginning all the way through even to the end, because this will be valuable and the policies and procedures will be indicated in this syllabus video and this Word syllabus. That's all I have for the syllabus between now and the next time I see you, which will be the course, once the course starts. I want to urge everyone to be safe, don't take anything for granted, and take care.